Chicken nuggets, particularly those sold frozen in supermarkets or served in fast food chains like Tyson Chicken Nuggets or McDonald's Chicken McNuggets, are widely consumed by both children and adults around the world. They're small, crispy, easy to eat, and heavily marketed as fun, protein-rich finger food. But behind this appealing exterior lies a deeply engineered product composed not of whole, fresh chicken, but of reconstituted meat, chemical additives, artificial coatings, and unhealthy fats, all of which raise serious concerns for long-term health. A major issue with chicken nuggets is the quality and composition of the meat. While many brands advertise white meat or chicken breast, studies have shown that these products are often made from mechanically separated poultry parts, including skin, cartilage, fat, and connective tissue, which are ground together into a uniform paste. This process strips away any resemblance to whole muscle meat, significantly reducing the product's nutritional value while maintaining the illusion of real chicken. A widely cited study published in the American Journal of Medicine found that only 40 to 50% of a typical nugget was actually identifiable as muscle meat, with the rest being fat, bone fragments, and other tissues. This meat is then mixed with starch-based fillers, binders, and flavor enhancers, many of which are derived from refined carbohydrates or soy isolates. These additions help the nugget hold its shape and texture during frying but contribute little to no nutritional value. In fact, they increase the glycemic load, promote inflammation, and can worsen insulin resistance when consumed regularly. High consumption of such low-quality meat products has been linked to obesity, cardiovascular disease, and type 2 diabetes, especially in diets that lack fiber and whole foods. The breading used in nuggets is also problematic. Often made with refined white flour, sugar, and chemical leavening agents, it is typically pre-fried in industrial oils before being flash frozen. Then, when prepared at home or in restaurants, the nuggets are fried again, increasing the concentration of oxidized fats and advanced glycation end products, AGEs, both of which are harmful to human cells and associated with accelerated aging, tissue damage, and increased risk of chronic disease. Some frozen versions are baked, but even those often contain fats that were added during pre-processing. The type of oil used to fry chicken nuggets is critical and frequently harmful. In most commercial settings, nuggets are cooked in cheap, refined vegetable oils such as soybean, canola, or corn oil, which are high in omega-6 fatty acids. When heated repeatedly, as in restaurant deep fryers, these oils break down into toxic lipid oxidation products, which contribute to oxidative stress, systemic inflammation, and even DNA damage. These oils are also implicated in the imbalance of essential fatty acids in modern diets, a contributor to the rising rates of autoimmune and inflammatory conditions. Another major concern lies in the use of chemical preservatives and flavor enhancers. Common additives include sodium phosphates to retain moisture, monosodium glutamate, MSG, for umami flavor, and sodium aluminum phosphate in the leavening agents for breading. These compounds, while legally permitted, can have adverse neurological and metabolic effects, especially in sensitive individuals. Excessive phosphate intake, for example, has been associated with kidney strain, calcium loss from bones, and increased cardiovascular risk. Chicken nuggets are also notoriously high in sodium. A single serving, about 6 nuggets, can contain 400 to 700 milligrams of sodium, often more when dipped in sauces. For children who consume nuggets regularly as part of lunch or dinner, this represents a substantial portion of the recommended daily sodium intake. Elevated sodium consumption is directly linked to hypertension, fluid retention, and increased burden on the cardiovascular system, particularly in people who are overweight or have a family history of heart disease. What's more, the caloric density and hyperpalatability of chicken nuggets encourage overconsumption. Engineered to deliver the perfect combination of crunchy texture, salty flavor, and fat content, nuggets bypass normal satiety cues and stimulate reward pathways in the brain, similar to the way sugary snacks or fast food burgers do. This is particularly harmful for children whose food preferences and eating habits are still developing. Frequent exposure to such hyper-processed meat products can set lifelong patterns of overeating, low nutrient intake, and dependence on ultra-processed foods for emotional or habitual satisfaction. Adding to these health concerns are the potential contaminants introduced during large-scale industrial processing. Frozen and fast food nuggets have occasionally been found to contain residues of antibiotics, hormones, or pathogens such as Salmonella and Listeria, particularly when sourcing is done from factory-farmed poultry with poor sanitary conditions. While outbreaks are rare, they underscore the vulnerability of processed meat systems to hygienic failures and supply chain shortcuts that can compromise food safety. Though companies have attempted to rebrand nuggets with terms like 100% white meat or natural ingredients, these are often marketing ploys. The term natural has no standardized regulatory definition, and white meat may still refer to low-grade cuts that have been chemically altered and mixed with stabilizers and fillers. These misleading labels give consumers a false sense of security and obscure the true nature of the product. It's worth noting that homemade or high-quality versions of chicken nuggets, made from whole chicken breast, seasoned lightly, and baked with whole grain coating, do exist. But the frozen supermarket varieties and fast food standards remain the most widely consumed and the most nutritionally dangerous. In conclusion, chicken nuggets are far from the wholesome protein source they pretend to be. Instead, they represent the worst excesses of food processing, where nutrition is sacrificed for profit, texture, and convenience. Frequent consumption of such products contributes to a wide array of metabolic, cardiovascular, and inflammatory diseases, especially when combined with sedentary lifestyles and other ultra-processed foods. Replacing them with whole food proteins, such as grilled chicken, legumes, or minimally processed plant-based alternatives, is a critical step in improving both individual health and long-term dietary quality. The next time a crispy nugget tempts from a freezer or drive-thru, it's worth remembering. Convenience foods like these may be easy to eat, but their consequences are far harder to live with.